So the crossing of the staffs, which means that anybody that is not an officer above may come up to the podium. La Yasha Allah, which means to Israel. Amajum, which means to stand. Upanya Hakidam, which means to turn and face the east. Says the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawu, Shabbat Shemayim, Qudash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawur, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kwabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kwabawafnawa, Wala'ah, Tabayayanawa, Banasaya 1, a ball, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Waltapar, La'awalamyam, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kashai, Nathananawa, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Kol Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahor, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawat, Hatama Allah, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. Prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Wa Yahushai. Wam Yaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matazabia. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapyam. Hazaranyam. Ha Kwadazayanyam. Ha Kayayam. Wa Kwathian. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. The water Aman. Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Al-Hahorium. Ma'ayan. Yaba'ah. Isaiah. Ra'aim. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayim. Ba'arataza. Al-Yathan. Lamawat. Regoyaka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yashun. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazolka. Al-Yad. Yumyika. Yawamum. Hashamash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayarak. Balya Allah. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makol. Rai. Yashamar. Afnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazaafka. Wabawa'aka. Ma'aita. Wa'ai. Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. All Damayah. Laka. All Thakarash. Wa'al. Dashakwat. All. Kaya. Hana. Awayabyaka. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Aimaka. Ya'arayamwa. Sawada. Wayata. Ya'aitazawa. Al-Tazapawanyaka. Amarawa. Lakawa. Wanakidum. Mongolia. Wala'ah. Yazakar. Sham. Yasha'ala. Iwata. Kaya. Nawa'itazawa. Labak. Yakadwa. Al-Yaka. Baryak. Yakarathwa. Aholia. Arawam. Wayashamai. Alayum. Mawa'aba. Wahagorium. Gabal. Wa'aimawan. Wa'aimalak. Palashat. Aim. Yashabia. Tazawar. Gam. Ashawar. Nalawa. Imam. Hayawa. Zarawai. Labanya. Lawat. Selah. Aisha. Lahum. Kamadian. Kasa Yasara. Kayabian. Banakaol. Kayashawan. Nashamadwa. Ba'ayan Da'ara. Hayawa. Daman. La'adama. Shayatamwa. Nara. Yabmawa. Ka'irab. Wakaza'aba. Wakazabak. Wakatazol. Manai. Call. Nasayakamwa. Ashar. Amarawa. Nayarasha. Lanawa. Nawa. Nalawak. Alahayam. Alahayam. Alahaya. Alahaya. Shayatamwa. Shayatamwa. Kagogola. Kagogola. Kakwash. Kakwash. Lapanya. Lapanya. Rawaka. Yawaka. Kaash. Kaash. Tabaira. Tabaira. Yaira. Yaira. Wakalahaba. Wakalahaba. Talahat. Talahat. Haryam. Haryam. Khan. Khan. Daradakma. Daradakma. Basa Irika. Basa Irika. Wabasa. Wabasa. Wapathka. Wapathka. Tabahalam. Tabahalam. Mala'a. Mala'a. Panyaham. Panyaham. Kualawan. Kualawan. Wayabakashwa. Wayabakashwa. Shimka. Shimka. Yahweh. Yahweh. Yabashwa. Yabashwa. Wayabaalwa. Wayabaalwa. Idea. Idea. I. Wayakaparwa. Wayakaparwa. Wayabadwa. Wayabadwa. Wayadaiwa. Wayadaiwa. Kaya. Kaya. Atha. Atha. Shimka. Shimka. Yahweh. Yahweh. Labarka. Labarka. Al Yawan. Al Yawan. Al. Al. Call. Call. Ha'aratazah. Ha'aratazah. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O my power. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O my power. And be not still, O my power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. Thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee, have lifted up the head. Have lifted up the heads. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said. Come. Come. And let us cut them off from being a nation. And let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel. That the name of Israel. May be no more in remembrance. May be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. Gabal. And Ammon. And Ammon. And Amalek. And Amalek. The Philistines. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. With the inhabitants of Tyre. The sword also is joined with them. The sword is also joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. They have opened the children of Lot. Selah. Selah. Do unto them. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kisan. At the brook of Kisan. Which perished at Endor. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Became as dung for the earth. Became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. Make their nobles like Oreb. And like Zeeb. And like Zeeb. Yea. Yea. All their princes. All their princes. As Zeba. As Zeba. And as Amunah. And as Amunah. Who said. Who said. Let us take to ourselves. Let us take to ourselves. The houses of the Most High power and possession. The house of the Most High power and possession. Oh my power. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As they stumble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. And as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. And make them afraid of thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Oh Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea. Yea. Let them be put to shame. Let them be put to shame. And perish. And perish. That men may know. That men may know. That thou. That thou. Whose name alone. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Is Yahweh. Art the Most High. Art the Most High. Over all the earth. Over all the earth. For the curses in the English. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. And all things living. Yahweh. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Listen to us now. Right now. Right now. Send evils and curses. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. To the heathen. That speak against us, thy prophets. That speak against us, thy prophets. The teachers. the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure, of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people, that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen, that stand in the way, or try to stop us, from broadcasting your words, throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh shine. Michael and Gabriel. Come down with the flying saucers. And punish all the heathen. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known. By all. That it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread. Through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. Always. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. Shabia, which means to be seated. To come, you can go live on that. And grab your partner.
So I was trying to move the keyboard. That's what I was trying to do.
No sweet. Go ahead and grab your garment as well. We started in book 1 Kings, chapter 10, verse 3. Garment. Grab the closest one to all black. All right, we starting in the Hebrew in the Blue Letter Bible, or if you have a physical Hebrew Bible, you can follow along. Wayagad La Shalomah Kol Dobarya La'a Haya Dobar Na'ilam Man Hamalak Ashar La'a Hagayad La, verse 4. Wathara Malakath Shaba'ah Kol Kakamath Shalomah Wa Habayath, Ashar, Bana. Verse 5. Wa Makal, Shalak Nawa. Wa Mashab, Ibar Yawa. Wa Ma'imad, Masharathwa, Masharath Yawa. Wa Malabash Yaham, Wa Mashak Yawa, Wa Ilath Yawa. It's like it. Wa Ilathwa, Ashar, Ya Ilah, Bayath, Yahweh, Wala'ah, Hayah, Ba, Iwad, Rawak. Verse 6. Watha Amar, All, Hamalak, Amath, Hayah, Hadabar, Ashar, Shamaithia, Ba'aratazaya, Al, the Baryak, Wa'al, Kakamathka. Verse 7. Wala'ah, Slacky, make sure you search both of them since they just came in. Yeah, both of them. Both show. Ha'amanathya, Ladabarium, Aid, Ashar, Ba'athya, Wa Tharayana, Ayanya, Wahana, La'a, Hagad, Laya, Ha-Katazaya, Salakia, Hasapath, Kakama, Watawab, All, Hashamai, Ashar, Shamaithia. Verse 8. Asharia, Anashyak, Asharia, Ibadyak, Allah. It's like you put your phones on silent, Baba Kasha, if you haven't yet. The water. Ha-Imadyum, Lapanyak, Tamayad, Hashemayim, Ath, Kakamathka. Verse 9, Yahaya, Yahweh, Alahayak, Barawak, Ashar, Kapataza, Bak, Lathathak, Al, Kasa, Yasha'ala, Ba'bath, Yahweh, Ath, Yasha'ala, Lailam, Wa Yashayamak, Lamalak, La Aishawath, Mashapat, Wa Tazadak. Sorry, cut that up. Let me get it in the English. Slovakia. Book of 1 Kings, chapter 10 and verse 3 in the English. And Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king, which he told her not. Verse 4. And when the queen of Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom and the house that he had built, verse 5, and the meat of his table, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers, and his ascent by which he went up unto the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. Verse 6, and she said to the king, it was a true report that I heard in mine own land of thy acts and of thy wisdom. Verse 7, howbeit I believed not the words until I came, and mine eyes had seen it, and behold, the half was not told me. Thy wisdom and prosperity exceedeth the fame which I heard. And just like this heathen, the Queen of Sheba, just like she couldn't believe how great Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians could be, she couldn't believe how it is that we were in order as a people, how we had all these riches, how we weren't unaliving one another, how we weren't sleeping with other men's wives and destroying our community with illegal substances. I'm not sure what's permitted on TikTok, so we'll go with that. How it is that we weren't destroying our nation. The heathens can't believe these things. That's why it's so hard for them to believe the works of the Isupk, because we are the only people on this earth, the only organization, the only Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that are truly getting our people together, that is truly getting this nation in order for our King Yahweh, so that we can rule this earth, so that we can govern over all the nations, so we can tell the nations throughout all the lands what it is that they can and can't do. Tell them how to manage their resources and what to celebrate, what not to celebrate, and how to make sure that their lands are prosperous, just like King Solomon did for this heathen. Like, she came to him, she came to give him, tribute, and to give him all the riches and resources that her people could offer. And for that, King Solomon gave her counsel. He gave her advice on what it is that she should do for her people. And that's what's going to happen with all these nations, except it's not going to be an option. Like Queen of Sheba, she had an option to come to King Solomon and to ask him what should be done with her kingdom. Well, in the kingdom of heaven, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are going to tell the nations what's to be done. And if they don't follow them orders, then someone else will be put in their place.
Right.
Then they will be unalived for disobeying the priests and prophets of God.
Right.
Like verse 8. Happy are thy men, happy are these thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. Verse 9. Blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighted in thee to set thee on the throne of Israel, because the Lord loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice. It's like to kind of pick up from there, Bubba Kashaw.
First Kings chapter 10. Chapter 10, verse 10. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold, and of spices very great store, and precious stones. There came no more such abundance of spices as these which the queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. Verse 11. And the navy also of Haran, that brought gold from Ophir, brought in from Ophir great plenty of almug trees and precious stones. Verse 12. And the king made of almug trees pillars from the house for the house of the Lord, and for the king's house harps also and psalteries.
Psalteries.
Yeah, psalteries for singers. There came no such almug trees, nor were seen unto this day.
So they brought all the exotic things from their lands, from their kingdoms, just like these trees. And of course, like that's exactly how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Like all the amazing things that are in the different lands throughout this earth, the nations are going to be bringing them into Jerusalem, into New Jerusalem, as tribute to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Like the scriptures let you know that we'll have so much coming in and out of our city that the gates will remain open. Like they won't even have an opportunity to close because of all the resources that the nations will be bringing to us, all of the gold and silver and the precious stones, just like it said here, the rubies and the diamonds and sapphires and whatever unknown stones are out there. Like all of that will be coming to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. And King Solomon gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desire, whatsoever she asked, besides that which Solomon gave her of his royal bounty. So she turned and went to her own country, she and her servants. Verse 14. Now the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 660 talents of gold.
Someone Google how much that would be today. Bubba Kashaw. Go ahead. Not you, Takan. Anyone else with a phone?
All right. Verse 15. Because that he had of the merchantmen and of the traffic of the spice merchants, and of all the kings of Arabia, and of the governors of the country. Verse 16. And King Solomon made 200 targets of beaten gold. 600 shekels of gold went to one target. Verse 17. And he made 300 shields of beaten gold. 3 pounds of gold went to one shield. And the king put them in the house of the forest of Lebanon. Verse 18. Moreover, the king made a great throne of ivory and overlaid it with the best gold. Verse 19. The throne had 6 steps, and at the top of the throne was round behind, and there were stays on either side, on the place of the seat, and 2 lions stood beside the stays. Verse 20. And 12 lions stood there on the one side, and on the other upon the 6 steps. There was not the like made in any kingdom.
So there's gold over everything. You understand? In King Solomon's palace, like there was a throne made of ivory, and there was gold laid over it. Gold laid over absolutely everything. He had lions made that is just unimaginable. That's lined up on both sides of his throne. Like, just to show you the wealth it is that he had. Does anyone have how much that 603 score 6 talons of gold is? I say score is, I believe, 20. So that's what, 366 talons of gold. All you gotta do is just see what does that, how much is that today? And that's why it's so ridiculous when the heathens want to go and say that the wealthiest, man on the earth was some Hamite over there in the land of Africa. When in reality, the wealthiest man that's ever been on this earth, it was King Solomon, because of course all of the nations came to him. All the nations wanted the wisdom it is that the Lord had given him to govern over the people. Like, they wanted all that they could in order to ensure that their people became prosperous, and they would give anything so that their people could prosper. They would give the gold, the silver, the jewels. They would give the rare trees, the trees it is that they would worship as gods. They would give that to King Solomon. They would give all the finest of birds. They'd give, exotic animals. They'd give anything that was deemed as value to them, that would be deemed as value to the Israelites, so that we could continue to make our empire flourish. Go ahead. Yeah, just Google how much is 666 talons of gold in U.S. currency today. Go ahead.
666 talents of gold would be worth $98,316,261.20.
Yeah, there. A little over $98 million he was bringing in a year.
Casual.
Right. All right, go ahead.
Go. All right, verse 21. And all of King Solomon's drinking vessels were of gold, and all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold.
Goddamn, I mean, his drinking cups was pure gold. He had gold laid over everything. I know TikTok gets real angry when they see, what it is that we have up here, even though, I mean, this is nothing compared to what King Solomon had. How it is that his people, were like he had brothers so decked out that the heathens believed the servants were the king. Like, they believed that the servants were lords over the lands. And you want to get mad because we embrace our culture? Like, this is our culture to have the finest of things. You understand? Right. Especially on the priest's podium. You understand where it is that the priest will be conducting the Lord's work.
Right.
Go ahead.
Go. And so like verse 21. Yeah, I was in verse 21. Mm-hmm. None were of silver. There was emphasis on that part.
Yeah, hey, you're right about that. None of it was silver. He would have stooped so low as to use silver. That just shows you how wealthy that we were, how powerful we were when the Lord was with us as a people. When we chose not to break his commandments, and we chose not to turn our back on our power, our God, for the gods of the heathen nations that would eventually destroy our people. And that's like, this is what we're building here today in the ISUPK, is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that would never turn their back on our God. Men that would never turn to a heathen nation or to their false gods in order to free us from our oppressor. Like, that's what we're raising here in the ISUPK. And if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you should come and get down with the UPK. You should come learn this truth so that you will never have to bow down to a heathen ever again. So that you will never have to put your faith and your trust in them to deliver you from their own. Go ahead.
It was nothing accounted of in the days of Solomon. Verse 22. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish.
Yeah, Tarshish.
Tarshish, with the navy of Haran. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks.
So this is more of what it is coming into the lands, and like, even just them even mentioning that King Solomon had a navy, that goes once again to show you how wealthy we were as a people. Like, it costs a lot of money to have a standing navy, like to have ships going in and out, every 3 years, going and sailing along the coast and along ports and wherever it is they have to go in order to get all these fine things. That costs a lot of money. Like, the upkeep of ships then was absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead.
Go. Verse 23. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom.
Nah, he was in second place.
So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom.
Nah, King Solomon, he's just a nation of slaves. Like, they don't have nothing.
Exceeded all the kings of the earth.
Nah, he was just a gangster that knows nothing.
Exceeded all the kings of the earth.
Nah, he mooched off of all the kingdoms of this earth. He mooched off of the Moabites and the Ishmaelites, the Hamites, all the people who are more established than the Israelites were.
King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for the riches and for wisdom.
You're saying King Solomon exceeded all of them kings, all of these empires, not just for riches, but for wisdom. There is nothing in this earth that, well, as far as like inventions, when it comes to things that are useful to society, like your stoplights, your sewage systems, hell, I'd even damn near say a way to purify waters. I'd damn near say making fires. I'd say all the Israelites did all of that. The forefathers of the Israelites did all of that, because the heathens, you have no wisdom. Like you haven't contributed to this earth unless it was to destroy something. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And all the earth sought to Solomon to hear his wisdom, which God had put in his heart. Verse 25.
And that's what all of the nations are going to do in today's times. Like, you're going to come to the UPK to seek our wisdom, especially if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Like, when COVID happened, you had, everyone in the Black and Hispanic community coming to the UPK to be delivered from this plague the Lord sent upon the earth. This plague that was unaliving your grandparents, it was unaliving your mothers and your uncles and your fathers. It was unaliving your siblings. Every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian was affected by COVID, and many of us was delivered from it because we came to the UPK. That's right. Many of us escaped the racist encounters that we get from our oppressor and from these heathens, because we have the wisdom of the UPK. We understand how it is that we are supposed to operate and conduct ourselves in this world. Like we understand that we are not to make friends with these heathens and put ourselves in terrible situations.
Right.
We understand all of these things. And of course, many hecklers will say, "Oh, that's just common sense. That's knowledge that even the animals understand." When in reality, because we've been lied to by religious leaders, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are taught to be friends with the wolf that is hunting us. Like that's why we are the 12 lost tribes, the sheep, you understand, of Israel. And we are taught to be friends with all of the beasts round about us that hunt us down by these religious leaders, by celebrities, by politicians, anyone it is that can have any influence over us. We'll listen to them, even if it leads us to our own destruction. Go ahead.
Oh God. Verse 25. And they brought every man his present, vessels of silver, and vessels of gold, and garments, and armor, and spices, horses, and mules, a rate year by year.
Go ahead.
Oh God. Verse 26. And Solomon gathered together chariots and horsemen, and he had 1,400 chariots, and 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the cities for chariots. And with the king at Jerusalem, verse 27.
And I know many of you don't understand. Chariots was not a cheap thing. Like the upkeep of them, the upkeep of all these horses that King Solomon kept. That's not something cheap. I know, because you're so used to, for you heathens, you're so used to living in trailers and driving rust buckets to and from the slave and having to depend on the rich of your society for everything. So you don't get the cost that this would take. But because we have practical knowledge, because we understand how nations run and the funding it takes for everything, like we understand that this is no easy feat. Like nations go bankrupt because they want to keep standing fleets or navies. Like nations go bankrupt because they wanted to have cavalry forces ready at all times on standby. Nations go bankrupt today because they want to increase their military to something that their budget cannot handle. But yet King Solomon was able to not only build all these things, but he was able to maintain these things because of the wealth it is that he had. And once again, that just goes to show you how wealthy Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians will be when our King Christ returns and destroys all of the nations before us and puts all of the nations into captivity under the 12 lost tribes of Israel. Like, we're going to be even wealthier than what it is we're reading about in these scriptures right here. Go ahead.
Oh God. Verse 26. And Solomon gathered together chariots and horsemen, and he had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen, whom he bestowed in the cities for chariots, and with the king at Jerusalem. Verse 27. And the king made silver to be in Jerusalem as stones, and ciders made he to be as the sycamore trees that are in the vale for abundance. Verse 28. And Solomon had horses brought out of Egypt, and linen, yarn. The king's merchants received the linen, yarn at a price. Verse 29. And a chariot came up and went out of Egypt for 600 shekels of silver, and a horse for 150. And so for all the kings of the Hittites and for the kings of Syria did they bring them out by their means. 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites.
Of course, this is where King Solomon messed up. Like he started to go and make relationships with heathen women, with the women outside of his nation. So that's the equivalent of a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian going and making a relationship with the children of the people that oppress us. You understand? With the Edomites or with the Ishmaelites that run the chicken joints or that run the gas stations, with the Hamites that run the gas stations or sell you them terrible oils. It's the same thing. And the Lord told us not to go and do these things because we would start to serve their gods. Like that, like the Lord understands how it is that people think, like the tendencies it is that they will develop because they, go out and make a relationship with another nation. Like that, he understands like all of these things because of course he's smarter than man. Like we like to think that we're so intelligent and that we're above the most high power when in reality we don't understand anything. The only reason we understand things in this earth is because of this book right here. Otherwise, we'd be like everyone else when the eclipse happened. We'd be worshiping the sun or fearing like the Navajo Nation, which is Gadites out there in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and one other state. Like they were in a time of mourning because the moon went in front of the sun, because they believed that it was like their like basically their God being unalived or going away for a minute, and then when the moon moves, then he's back and he's new and there's something different about him, and he's just so special because because the moon passed in front of the sun. Like that's how ridiculous we get when we start to go and worship the gods of the heathens, which of course them brothers and sisters, they got that from Egypt. Like they got that from the Assyrian captivity, from the Egyptian captivity, from following the different gods of the heathens. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods.
No, there's nothing harmless with going and marrying outside of your nation.
For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods.
No, it's just a little fun. That's all it is.
Will turn away your heart after their gods.
All you gotta do is just open up your mind to Khan. You're so closed-minded. That's the issue.
That's definitely what they're calling it, huh? They will turn away your heart after their gods.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened with our people. Like we go and we marry, these heathen, and we are turned away from our God. Like we are turned away from not only our God, but we're turned away from our people. Like whenever brothers go and convert to worshiping a rock over there in the desert, they start to hate their own and gravitate towards those people that God belongs to. They go and gravitate towards the Ishmaelites that go and kiss that rock every day and every year and do God knows what else to it. Like that's what happens. And it's the same thing. We go into the gods of I can't say Asians, and the land of Asia. You understand? And we start to worship ridiculous things like oh my God, who's that sister? She used to be abused. I think she was with what's that brother's name? Bobby Brown. Yeah, no, is that her name?
When you said Bobby Brown, is Whitney Houston.
Is that her? Yeah. I believe that's her. Like she went and she believed in those philosophies and the gods of I can't say, but she believed in the gods of the land of Asia, and she started worshiping a head of lettuce or a head of cabbage.
Oh yeah, because that led to her because Moab, they celebrate using opioids.
Mm-hmm.
She was addicted to opioids.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. I mean, even if they didn't, I can't even say that because they all celebrate partaking in using narcotics or illegal substances. They all partake in that. Like they all have to get a sense of euphoria from something because, you know, I don't know, they're animals. That's all I can say. Yeah.
To give you one quick fact, because of what you just said, that statement, in Australia they banned a certain type of frog in the household because kids boil it and use the water as a substance to get high.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And what's even crazier is if we followed the Edomites in the land of Australia, then you would see black men in the ghetto boiling frogs and drinking that monstrosity that comes out of it so that they can get that sense of euphoria. So they can have an escape from this oppression that we face every day. When in reality, the Bible lets you know, like, you got to face that oppression head on. Right. You can't just cower away and seek to find, some release for 2 hours, an hour, depending on how bad you are addicted to these substances. You have to be able to face your oppression, face your demons, and overcome them. You have to beat your demons if you want to succeed in life. Right. If you want to be somebody, you have to be able to overcome these things. And the only way that you can learn to overcome them is if you come to the ISUPK. And we'll show you. We'll show you, just like Christ showed the 12 disciples how to overcome their demons, how it is that they could be better men, how it is that the women that followed Christ could become better women, how the children could become better children and servants to their parents and to the elderly in their communities. We'll show you all of these things. We will reveal all of the mysteries of the Bible. All you have to do is just come to class. And you don't even have to physically come. We're online right now. We are in the 21st century. All you got to do is click a button, click on that YouTube app, click on subscriptions or subscriptions, click on that Isupk Indianapolis or whatever state it is that you're in, and then you'll have a class right there that you can watch. You don't even have to get off your couch because we know it's such a hassle. Go ahead.
Verse 2 continues, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. Verse 3, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. Verse 4,
and Slaki, and a lot of I say this. I don't want to say false followers of Christ. A lot of you into religion out there, you'll be against a man having multiple wives because of what the brother just read. You'll try to claim, oh, well, Solomon fell away from God because he had all these wives. When in reality, Solomon fell away from the Lord because he went and married women outside of his nation. And those women outside of his nation, because he cared for them, because he loved them, because he wanted to make them happy and uplift their spirits, he started to serve their gods. Because eventually they, of course, requested that he started to serve their gods. Whether it was one of them telling him, just set a head of lettuce right there. You can, I don't know how they would start it. You can break it off, eat it as a snack as you go throughout your day. And then from there, it'll be, oh, no, don't touch that lettuce. That lettuce, I like how it looks. It looks perfect right there to, oh, well, this lettuce should be glorified, whatever the hell, however you heathens go about it. Thanks be to the Lord, I found the UPK. So right. I haven't had to go into no nonsense like that. But that's what begins to happen. Like, you go and you marry a heathen, you will start to slowly be, indoctrinated into their ways. They'll slowly start to believe in what they believe in, which is why Solomon started to serve these other gods. Go ahead.
Verse 4, for it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods,
And that's something that naturally happens. When you get old, like you begin to get a little, weak in your spirit. You're not as hard on things that you would have been when you was younger. Like it's the same thing that happened with older men in this school, like the seven heads. Like when they got in their old age and they weren't able to fight as they could when they was younger in the truth, they began to get weak until eventually wicked bastards and false prophets began to lead them out of the truth. Began to try to take authority away from them and merge them into their own break off groups. Like that's something that naturally happens when you get older, which is why it's so important to have sons. Why it's so important to have brothers that will strengthen you and fight for you when you're weak. Go ahead.
Verse 4 continue. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. For Solomon went after Asherah, the goddess of Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
And that's just like what we do today. Like, look at all of the gods that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians worship today. Even ones that we'll say, are like belong to our people. Like whatever gods it is that the Israelites or Mexicans were serving, like the sun gods that they were serving, before the conquistadors came and took everything. For the Spaniard or Slagi, the oppressor came in and took all their lands and forced them into their religion. Like even those gods, those aren't our gods. Like those are what we learned from different captivities under the heathens.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 6. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. Verse 7. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. Verse 8. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. Verse 9. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord, God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice.
And just like the Lord was angry with Solomon, like the Lord has been angry with us, for over 400 years, because we've chosen not to serve him. And the Lord let us know in the book of Deuteronomy that if we didn't serve him, that curses would come upon us as a people. And we wonder why we are so destroyed as a nation, why it is that no matter where we go, things just seem to end up bad for us. We seem to end up being unalived by another nation, just like whenever we went over to the land of Africa and tried creating our own, country, our own, government over there in Liberia. We tried to separate from America and tried to distinguish ourselves from the Hamites over there. Well, not long after we got over there, the Hamites began to war with us, began to unalive us and to devour our flesh and to unalive our children and sacrifice them unto their gods. Like no matter where it is that we go as a people, we cannot escape this oppression. We cannot escape the curses of God. Because why? Because he wants for us to be a specific way. And once we become that way, then and only then will the curses of God not affect us. Just like here in the Isupk. We aren't worried about the curses in Deuteronomy because we serve the Lord. We keep his law, statutes, and commandments. We don't go and serve other gods. We don't marry heathens. We don't, partake in the holidays of the heathens. We don't do anything it is that we've been doing for the past 400 years. And because of that, the Lord has shown us mercy and has blessed us here in the ISUPK. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Verse 11. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. Verse 12. Notwithstanding in thy days, I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Verse 13. Howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David, my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. Verse 14. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was the king's seed in Edom. Verse 15. For it came to pass, when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of hosts was gone up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. Verse 16. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom. Verse 17. That Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. Verse 18. And they arose out of Midian, and came to Paran, and took men with them out of Paran. And they came to Egypt, unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, which gave him an house, and appointed him victuals, and gave him land. Verse 19. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of the Pharaoh, so that he gave him to the wife, the sister of his own wife, the sister of Tahpenes, or Tahpenes.
You got it.
And the queen. Verse 20. The sister of Tahpenes bare him Judabath his son, whom Tahpenes weaned in Pharaoh's house. And Judabath was in the Pharaoh's household among the sons of Pharaoh. Verse 21. When Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab, the captain of the host, was dead, Hadad said to the Pharaoh, let me depart, that I may go to my own country. Verse 22. Then Pharaoh said unto him, but what hast thou lacked with me, that, behold, thou seekest to go to thine own country? And he answered, nothing. Howbeit, let me go in anywise.
All right, with that, so I can.
We got off the live, sir.
Nah, just cut it off when we go do the curses. Slovakia. You can go ahead and go let him in. Moan. You can go ahead and go let him in. Actually, go ahead and do it because we got soup scrolls. Just men behind the podium, I Majum. So we just stand. Okay, Slovakia. Oh, Slovakia, brother. You can have a seat. It's just the men on the podium standing. La Yasha'Allah, means to Israel. I'm gonna have you step up here, man. Cover the scrolls. Cover them. Yeah, so it's the cover. Turn towards me.
Yah Ba'Shem Yashai Brakya.
Are we gonna be saluting the scrolls? Brother. So you'll come up here? Come on. So you come up here? Look at me. You go Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. You go Barak. Put your fist on the scrolls. And you'll say Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. So say Yahweh.
He's how you say it.
All right, don't sweat it. You can come back up here more.
Come.
Stay facing me. I'm gonna take the scrolls from you. Let me see.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Brakya.
So then uncover the scrolls and lift them up.
Amajum, which means to stand. Upanya Hakidam, which means to turn, face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak Wutka. Taba'ah. Ratazayaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalakanawa. Kwabawaknawa. Kasalaknawa. Kwabawaknawa. Wala'ah. Abayaynawa. Banasaya 1. A ball. Hawashaynawa. Mayun. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wa'ataparat. La'awalamyam. Amun. Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Remember the cock or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'Shem Yahushai. Baba Kasha. Nathanawa. Hakak. La Rapa'ah. Call Makala. Wakal Madawa. Hakak. La Tahor. Hamatazarayim. Hakak. La Hakim. Hamathium. Hakak. Al-Rakawat,
Al-Rakawat,
the Tama Allah,
the Tama Allah,
the Garshan,
the Garshan,
by Hashem Yahushai,
by Hashem Yahushai,
the water Amun.
the water Amun,
Pray for the power in the English. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahushai,
please give us the power.
please give us the power
To heal all manner of sickness,
to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to raise the dead,
the power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean spirits,
the power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahushai.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh,
Barakatha Yahweh,
wa Yahushai,
wa Yahushai,
wam Yaka Allah,
wam Yaka Allah,
wa Alahayim,
wa Alahayim,
Matazabya,
Matazabia,
Alawap Yahana,
Alawap Yahana,
Ha Alawapyum,
Ha Alawapyum,
Ha Saranyum,
Ha Saranyum,
Ha Quatazayanyum,
Ha Quatazayamyum,
Ha Kayayum.
Ha Kekayayum,
It's like you. Wa Akwathian,
Walaquathium,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem Yahushai,
by Hashem Yahushai,
the water Amun.
the water Amun.
Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless ye Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
and Yahushai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yahana,
commanding General Yahana,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
and
the sisters.
the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in
Yahushai,
the name of Yahushai.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayunya,
Ayamya,
Al-Hohorium,
Al-Hohorium,
Ma'ayun,
Mayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Izaria,
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 Ma'ayim,
Na'ayim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemayum,
Shemayam,
Wa'arataza,
Ba'arataza,
Al-Yathun,
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Ragolka,
Ragoyaka,
Al-Yanawam,
Al-Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Samarkai,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashun,
Wayashan,
Shalmar,
Shayamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'al,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Samarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazolka,
Tazoyaka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yumyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yawamum,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hasamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Balya'ala,
Baya'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashmarka,
McCall,
Makal,
Rai,
Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Af, Napashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'athka,
Tazaatka,
Wawawa'aka,
Wabawa'aka,
Ma'aita,
Ma'aita,
Rai,
Rai,
Awalum.
Awalum.
Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh
Yahweh
shall preserve thy going out
shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thine coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Allahayim,
all Damayah,
Al Thamiyah,
Lakah,
Lakat,
all Faharash,
Al Thakarash,
Wa'ol,
Wa'al,
Tashakwat,
Tashakwat,
all
Al
Kaya,
Kaya,
Hana,
Hana,
Awayabyaka,
Awayabika,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Imaka,
Al Imaka,
Ya'ariyamwa,
Ya'ariyamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Ya'aitazawa,
Ya'aitazawa,
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Amarawa,
Amarawa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanaki Dum,
Wanaki Dum,
Magoya,
Magoya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham,
Asham,
Yasha Allah,
Yasha Allah,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawaitazawa,
Na'itazawa,
Laba,
Labat,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka,
Baryath,
Bar Yak,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahoya,
Ahoya,
Adawam,
Alawam,
Waya Shamai,
Waya Shamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Moa Alba,
Mawa Alba,
Wahagario,
Wayagarium,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa Amawar,
Wa Imawan,
Wa Amalak,
Wa Imalak,
Palashat,
Palashat,
Aim,
Ain,
Yeshabia,
Eshabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Aimum,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya,
Labunya,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Selah,
Selah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Lahum,
Laham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasa Yasara,
Kasa Yasara,
Kayabian,
Kayabian,
Banakaol,
Banakaal,
Kayashawan,
Kayashawan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Ba'ayan Da'ara,
Ba'ayan Da'arwa,
Hayawa,
Kayawa,
Damun,
Daman,
La Adama,
La Adama,
Shayathamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nara,
Nara,
Yab Mawa,
Yab Mabwa,
Ka'irab,
Ka'ira,
Wakaza'aba,
Wakazaabwa,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakatazor,
Wakatazal,
Manai,
Manai,
Call,
Call,
Nasayakamwa,
Nasan Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarawa,
Amarwa,
Naya Rasha,
Naya Rasha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ah, Na'awat,
Nayawa,
Allahayam,
Allahayam,
Allahaya,
Allahaya,
Shayathamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagogola,
Kagogola,
Kakwash,
Kakwas,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Rawaka,
Yaruka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'as,
Tabaira,
Tabaira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Wakalahaba,
Wakalahabwa,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Taryam,
Haraya,
Khan,
Khan,
Tardatma,
Tharadatma,
Basa Irika,
Basa Irika,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Wayabakashwa,
Wayabakashwa,
Shimka,
Shemka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayaba'alwa,
Wayaba'alwa,
Idea,
Idea,
I,
I,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shimka,
Shemka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Labatka,
Labatka,
Al Yawan,
Al Yawan,
Al,
Al,
Call,
Call,
Ha'arataza.
Ha Aratazah.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O my power.
Keep not thy silence, O my power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O my power.
And be not still, O my power.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the heads.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said, Come,
come,
and let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel
may
be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. A sword also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kisan. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a Reb. And like Zeeb. Yea. All their princes. As Zeba. And as Zalmunna. Who said, Let us take to ourselves
the
houses of the Most High power in possession.
houses of the Most High power in possession.
O my power,
O my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as they stumble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid of thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High,
art the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
For the curses in the English, Slakia Takan, if you could cut that.
It's already cut off.
All right, Most High Christ, the water. For the curses in the English, blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are ye Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against us, thy prophets,
that speak against us, thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the school.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose the treasure
and shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel
of the rich of Israel
that refuse to give to the school.
that refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary.
Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the Edomites,
to the Edomites
and the nations,
and their nations
and their drug dealers,
and their drug dealers,
the court system,
their court systems,
the prison system,
their prison systems,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinheads,
Posse Comitazi,
Posse Comitazi,
the gay movement,
the gay movement,
the lesbian
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft, NASA space program,
has a space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the internet
and the airwaves,
and the airways,
the cable access channels,
cable access channels,
and the radio channels.
and the radio channels.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
Convict the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop us,
that seek to stop us,
and bring swift destruction to all the heathen
and bring swift destruction to all the heathens
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
or try to stop us
or try to stop us
from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth.
from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and consume them.
through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shai,
Let Yahweh Shai,
Michael and Gabriel
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying saucers
and punish all the heathen
and punish all the heathens
that come up against us
that come up against us
as we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known
Cause it to be known
by all
by all
that it is the angels that have done it.
that it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread
Cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media
throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always.
Always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar. Please return. All right, this concludes the Isupk Indianapolis Sabbath service. I salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Amadim Shabbat. Amadim Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakathum.
Yadim Matah. Salute to the sisters watching online. Men of Israel. Amadim Shabbat. Amadim Barak.
Yahweh Shamar Alatham Hashem Yahushua.
Yadim Matah. Would anybody like to be anointed at this time? Okay, you can go to the scrolls down. And just go to the front. All right, just the men on the podium will say this. The anointing prayer in the Hebrew. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka. Oh, slack.
I was expecting someone else to say it too. It's like, Wayashamarka. Ya'ar Yahweh. Panyawa. Alyaka. Wayakanka. Yasha'a Yahweh. Panyawa. Alyaka. Wayasham. Laka. Shalom. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun,
Mawat not dissolve.
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 Mawat not dissolve. Ba'ashim Yahushai, the water Amun, the anointing prayer in the English. Yahweh, bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh, make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh, lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless, heal, shield, protect, Mawat not dissolve. Clap that up. With that concludes the service. Clap it up.